The fact that there is no college dynasty that has a symbol that is a manatee is an absolute disgrace. And we are going to fix that today with the help of the creation of the Crystal River Manatees. So as you get a look here, before we start week one, we're going to get into some of our recruiting board here. A lot of these guys are going to be unavailable, just because we are such a low ranked school. We're new to the conference, but we're going to get in there. We're going to make our name known. Some things that I didn't get on recording. We're gonna be playing on All-American difficulty, just because if I play on varsity, I'm gonna throw too many interceptions. So we're gonna keep that one below the max difficulty, just until I get a little bit better at this game. Other than that, should be 7-minute quarters, 8-minute quarters, something like that. All the other sliders I didn't really mess with. So as we get started with some of our scouting here, a lot of these guys are going to be going other places, but we'll do what we can to get them on board here. Definitely going to need some offensive line help, some secondary help. We will absolutely need to address the quarterback situation as we get a look at some DBs here. We probably will be passing on Mr. Morris up there. John Hendricks, although, he may be somebody that we want to check out. So we'll offer him a scholarship here, see if he wants to come play for us. Hopefully we can land him. Tremaine Kashama, we'll see if he wants to come. Yeah, I mean, we'll be interested and see if he wants to come play with us. But we'll kind of just be throwing our recruiting points or hours kind of just at the scouting side of things for right now, just to kind of get a lay of the land of our board and see what we're looking at in terms of high-powered guys and really guys that we'll just have access to. There's going to be a lot of guys that aren't going to want to come play for Crystal River, but that's okay. They will see the light eventually. As we fill up our board here, we'll start offering out scholarships to some of the guys that we saw were worth it here. Mr. Henderson, Mr. Antoine Doring, if you'd like to come play for us, Mr. Rooks, Mr. Kashama. Hopefully, I did set up our coach as a recruiter. So hopefully, as we progress through the seasons here, through the games, we'll be able to get some more hours, be able to get some bigger guys on board here. So that should pretty much wrap up our recruiting board. We've spent all our hours, so we'll go ahead and jump through the preseason here. We'll get a light recruiting update as well as a school update. And then we will use our week 0 bye here to continue our recruiting efforts. A lot of this may be edited out. We will see. Mike Kirkus here would love to come play for us, hopefully. I was surprised, us being as low level of a coach as we are, we refilled a full 450 hours. Now, that's not that many hours given per month, or per week, but it's definitely more than I expected. I was definitely able to get more recruiting actions done than I thought I would be able to, although I was only able to offer a small amount of scholarships to the guys that actually jumped out on my board. Desmond Franks gets a scholarship there. So we will look to fill up more of our recruiting board here. This is the part that we added out. This is the part that we added. Adding some more guys here, even though they're not necessarily in our need column. It couldn't help, given that we don't have that many big name guys coming yet, to just scout out as many potential recruits as we can. just to get a full lay of the land. Again, we're not going to be able to do much with it as we dwindle down to 15 hours here, but you know, as I say that, we find John Titus, who will develop into the talent of a 4-star recruit, so it's tough to be mad at that. So week 0 is pretty much completed with that. We will advance to week 1 here with our matchup against probably the worst school to have a week 1 matchup against outside of conference. It's going to be the heavyweight bout, a heavyweight bout, as we are going to have a dance with top 10 Alabama. But let's first, before we do that, we will take a look at our recruiting again, get rid of some of the guys who have foolishly locked us out. We'll see what we got here. Again, we'll likely just use up the rest of our hours to scout out random guys. Not much to do, not many hours refilled. First year coach, first year program. As we take a look at our season schedule here, we start out top 10 Alabama, or a few conference games in there, and then but we don't want to get too focused on the schedule. We have a week 1 dance at hand here. Before we get into that, we will take a look at our depth chart here. Quarterbacks starting, we have Mr. Tyler Olson. Not great speed, but at running back, we have Spencer Strickland, Keontae Tyson. We will do a lot of our work out of the gun with our split backs. So you get a look at our wide receivers here: Demetrius Williamson, Javion Foreman, Scooter Page, all of these guys. I don't love the speed on all these guys. The acceleration is much better, but we will definitely have to work on the speed of our wide receivers. I like running jet sweeps and all that good stuff, so we'll have to make sure we get these guys running. So we get a look at the O-line here. Not much of a look at the O-line, I guess. So we get a look at our defense here, starting with the D-ends, going to the D-tackles, look at some of our backers. Majority of the time, I'm thinking I'm going to sit in kind of a shallow zone. So I'm going to be looking for guys with quite a bit of speed on defense, guys that specialize in a lot of pass coverage, probably a lot of speed rush on the outside, but a lot of power rush on the inside. Backers that hopefully can play the pass well, but also come downhill and make a tackle. The back end is where we're going to need some help. Safety, corner, we are considerably thin. We've got good speed at corner, not great speed, good speed. But I think safety is where we're going to be in trouble. So here we go, getting ready for our first date with Alabama, the Crystal River Manatees. As we get a look at the uniforms here, I'm off the top of my head, I'm not sure the guy that made this this Dynasty file. I did not create this, but I will be sure to give full credit in the description down below. I'll give his wherever I found it on the game. I am playing on PlayStation 5, by the way. Here we go. Heading down to Alabama. It's a hell of a first game against the Tide here. Let's see what we can do, though. I think we're ready to shock the nation. I think that we can really cook up something special here as we get a look at that horribly slanted overall. Let's see what we can do, though. Let's not get too down on ourselves just because we're a first-year program as we kick it into the end zone for a touchback. Justice Haynes is going to be our main threat today, as the game would indicate. But I think we're going to be looking out for Jalen Milroe here. I think he's going to be the most dangerous threat here. If we can shut down the run, I just don't know if we can contain him. So let's get started here. We'll start out in kind of a man look here as they'll give it to the left side. Not much doing though. Only about a yard there. We'll see what we're going to come back out in here as we gave kind of a man look there. Switch it up here to kind of a 3-man front. We'll kind of sit back in a zone here as we'll get a little RPO up for about 6-ish yards, 7-ish yards. Bring up about a 3rd and 2. We're going to bring some heat here, see if we can force maybe a bad throw to one of our press guys on the outside as they'll give it. And they will easily pick up the first down and more. Driving to the 35. As Bama will hit hurry up here, going to try and keep us in this bad set. Going to switch back to kind of a man look here. They've definitely got me guessing a little bit here as they run it, and a nice tackle in the backfield there. Richard Young's going to lose some yards there. Bama's going to go hurry up again. Again, I'm going to sit in kind of a zone here. We'll see what they do here. Pulls a guard. It'll be a little halfback base. Pick up nice yardage here. Get about 8 up inside the 30. Bring up a 3rd and 4 here. Gonna go for a little zone look here, expecting a pass, and they will complete the underneath route just enough for the first down. Move the sticks to the 23. Fresh set of downs for the Tide here. Only going to send 3. Going to sit with a spy here. Again, we don't want this guy to run all over on us. Make him beat us with his arm as he throws into heavy traffic and completes it. Inside the 5 to the 3. Kendrick Law with a nice grab. A ball through traffic that I definitely thought had a chance to be intercepted, but not in the cards. As we get some motion here on the jet sweep, cutting back inside, he will be just shy of the goal line, down to the 2-yard line. Only a gain of about a yard. As we'll come back in a similar set here, trying to crowd that line of scrimmage, keep the run off the table. They will give it anyway, and he will be shut down. He will lose a yard back to the 3. Bubba Van Claiborne, one of the only stars on this defense, making a nice tackle. Can we get a stand here? No, we cannot. A little pitch to the outside. Justice Haynes could have skipped in if he wanted to as we await the PAT. You know, we got him to a couple 3rd downs on that drive. Not expecting much, I gotta say. Not the worst defensive performance that I've ever seen. But we'll see if we can keep it up on offense here. This is where these games get away from these kinds of teams, is if you don't keep it close initially, they're just going to run away from you. So as we look for the right play to call here, Mr. Olsen will come to the line in the gun. We will give it straight up the gut and immediately fumble the ball away. And this is going to be a long afternoon as Devonta Smith, okay. Devonta Smith picks up the fumble and runs it all the way home. So 1 snap in our history on offense, 1 turnover, and 1 scoop and score to our name. Whoa, that's about as rough a start. I don't really know what you want me to do better. As you see, we put the ball carrier on conservative immediately. I'm not really sure what else to do better there. I figured, start out running the football, keep it conservative as we have another give here. I think the motion to the outside there probably helps, but I don't know what else I could have done to avoid that scoop and score there, other than just get down immediately. As we run it up the middle again here to not much success, only pushing it up to about the 25, bringing up a 3rd down and 4. We will see what we can cook up here. We're going to likely have to air the ball out a little bit as we get sort of a mesh concept here. Going to likely be looking for one of the tight ends underneath or possibly the back. as we pick the tight end and we pick up the first down. That's a nice throw on third down there to pick up our first down. Tyler Olson, 1 for 1 for 11 yards. Not a bad start to his career. So we give the ball up the middle again. Not a great gain, as Spencer Strickland has come down with an injury on the second drive of the year to start, which is fantastic. Well, we'll get a look at our other running back, Keontae. I don't quite remember his last name, but I do remember he's got better speed than Spencer Strickland. Keontae Tyson, thank you. As we get some run with it. That was a nice grab on the screen pass to push the sticks here, as we'll give him another, or we were going to give him another look there if we had enough time in the quarter. We will end the first quarter in a bit of a hole, not insurmountable. We have to remember that half of those points came on a scoop and score, so our defense isn't necessarily losing us this ball game quite yet. We'll see what the offense can do, see if they can get in the end zone here. Cut this lead in half.
They'll break the seal on this quarter here on first down.
Excuse me. So we get a little RPO going here. Keontae Tyson's going to lose 3 yards there back to the 46. LT Overton with a nice tackle there on the inside. So we're going to get a bit of a flood concept going here. So we throw to the outside and almost a nice grab. Not quite, couldn't quite bring it in. Sure would have been nice to bring that down. Wouldn't have quite picked up the first down, but would have made it a lot more manageable than a 3rd and 13. But we'll see what we got cooking here, as we can't really get a block. Don't have much time to throw. I probably had some guys underneath there, but we will take a sack regardless and punt this thing away. So Alabama fields the kick, returns it for about, I'm not even sure how many yards that was. They return it to about the 32 as we kicked from the 37. And going with a bit of a different defensive set this time, with 4 down linemen sitting in a zone look. So they go with a little wide receiver screen there. I believe they threw that to the halfback, to Justice Haynes. So we have a 2nd and 12 here. A nice stop on our defense on first down. So we get Milrow flushed out, and he will throw it away. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 12. Let's see if our defense can get off the field here. Give our offense another chance to crack the scoreboard. He's back to, he's going to set up a screen here, and he will almost pick it up. Bring up a 4th and 1. It looks like they will kick it away. Got to be cognizant of a fake here. You never know. So we don't have a fake. We do fair catch the punt. Wouldn't have had much of a return there. Don't want to risk another fumble, because that absolutely would have been a scoop and score. So I find that this is kind of my favorite set here. Coming out, well, as I get sacked at the 1 yard line. Coming out with those 2 backs, kind of flanking the quarterback in the gun like that. You can run a lot out of it. You can give it either way. You can bring a receiver in motion, and you can run a jet sweep with an extra blocker in the backfield. It's pretty useful on short yardage situations. You can run, if you split a tight end out to the right side, you can run double slants on the right and get a guy going on the left. I think it's 6-17 in a lot of playbooks. That play is really nice, as we don't do anything with this drive and have to punt from our own end zone. Bama will field the kick. They will return it inside of Crystal River territory, and they will set up shop at the 44-yard line. Again, going to kind of sit in a zone here, not wanting to get beat deep. Willing to kind of give them some underneath stuff as they rip off a nice chunk of yardage. Richard Young straight up the gut, down inside the 30. He will get a rush of 10 plus here. as it's been Justice Haynes and Richard Young that have been really gashing us on the ground today. As Milroe completes a short pass over the middle for about 7. We'll bring up a 2nd and 3 here. Again, going to sit in this zone here. Switch to a man look here, expecting a run. Get a little play action here, as Milroe has all day. Will find his man, and he will score damn near untouched, if he was touched at all. Jeremy Bernard will walk in as we tick under 2 minutes here in the second quarter. Bama increases their lead to 3 possessions. And all of a sudden, Crystal River finds themselves looking up in a very deep hole. So we will return this kick from about the goal line there. Not a great return. Get it up to about the 17. Not really a chance to take a knee there. So, I mean, did the best he could. Did the best I could. We'll blame him. So we get a little RPO, and we'll give it to Spencer Strickland. Not much there. He'll get about a yard. Gonna come back out here. Likely look for this corner route to McLawler. As we'll roll, heave one deep. Couldn't quite bring it in. Didn't quite have high hopes for that one. That was kind of a wild, errant throw. Olsen looking for one of those corner routes to get open. And it is knocked down, and we will come up with another 4th down. We'll have to punt this thing away. Offense not able to get clicking at all in this first half. As Bama will return this punt to about the 47. It might as well be midfield at this point. Milroe's got plenty of time. He's got all 3 of his timeouts to work with. He's got all the time in the world to get this ball down into the end zone. So he'll complete a short little dump-off pass to his tight end, I believe. Only picks up about a yard. As the clock continues to tick here, they will hurry it up. And a diving attempt made at the short flat route is missed. And it's taken by Bernard all the way to the 31 for a fresh set of downs. As we're sitting in this quarters coverage here, trying to get a stop as Milroe completes another one. Over the middle. It looked like maybe our safety had a chance there to maybe knock that one away, but just too slow getting over as Bama's down to the 11-yard line. Likely cannot get a first down without scoring, but we will see as they come out throwing. A nice play there, although I would have preferred it to spin around and make the interception. That one hurts a little bit. As we see more play action here, Milroe scrambling, and he will beat everybody to the end zone. As one time we can't let him out, and he gets out. No QB spy on. He takes advantage, outraces everybody to the pylon, gets in. Bama will likely, unless something incredible happens, will likely take a 4-possession lead into the half. And given the significant disparity between our 2 programs, I don't see much of a comeback happening as you get a look at our impressive rushing totals there and impressive passing totals, really. We're really setting the league on fire right now in this week 1 here. We'll try to get a little something going here. Maybe hit a deep pass as we split everybody out wide for this corners concept, as that's knocked down over the middle by the middle linebacker. Olsen has had a rough start to this game. However, he has not turned the football over as of yet, and he's made a couple nice throws. Now, granted, a few of the throws have been screen passes, RPOs, what have you. But he is converted when he's needed to at times, as Strickland gets another first down here. He takes a big hit, hangs onto the ball. Thank goodness we're on conservative ball carrier, or else that might have been another scoop and score to the house. So we'll split everybody out wide here. Can't really get a minute to throw. We're trying to send everybody deep at the end of the half here. We're going to run it again here.
And the
See if
incompletion
we can get
brings
some
up a
blocks.
second down for this
Maybe
offense.
worth it to keep somebody in to block.
He's
Looks
looking to
like we're just going to
throw.
take off with Tyler
Steps away
Olson
to
here,
find
see
some
what he can
room.
do.
Trying to make
Hop out of
magic of the
bounds at
snap.
about the
A
47-yard
little step
line.
out of
13
bounds, but
seconds to
not
play in the
before they
half
bring
here.
a pickup and a
See if
first
we can
down
maybe
for
get
this
into field
offense.
goal range here,
Running
get
out of time
something on
here
the
in the
board.
first half. They're going to have
Because
to
we're going
be
to take
efficient
off
and put the
again with
points on the
Tyler
board before the
Olson.
break.
Make sure we slide
He'll
down,
throw it
avoid
down and
that
run.
hit.
And he gets
Looks
it
like we're
out
going to
there
call
and
our
gets some
last
yardage
timeout
and gets
here.
down
Not
without taking
quite
any punishment.
in field goal
They're going to
range,
use the
especially
timeout
kicking on the
right
road.
before halftime.
But we'll see
Maybe
what we
time
can
for
do
one or two
here as
more
Olson
plays.
is going to
They're
avoid
breaking
one
deep.
sack and not
Buys a
avoid
little
the
time.
second as the half
Pressure's
expires.
all over him and he can't get it off.
With a
Down he
halftime
goes, and that'll
score of
bring us to the end of the first
28-0,
half.
Alabama in front. However,
Ready
as we
to
skip
start
the
the second
halftime
half.
festivities,
Alabama
of
will
course,
kick it off.
we will receive the football first,
He'll
and we'll
start
see
the
what this
return
offense can
inside
do
his
with it.
five.
A better return, up to the
He was
23 this
looking for
time.
more running room, but none to be
So
found
we
as
will
he
see what
stopped
we
at the
can do
23.
with the football here.
So we'll see this offense
Most
make its way
notably,
out to start the drive.
both of our
Got
yardages are in
blown
the
out in the
positive,
first half
which
and
is a
now just
marked
desperate
difference
to
from the
find
first half.
anything to
So,
generate momentum here in the third
you know,
quarter.
credit where credit's due, I guess. As Strickland will carry for 7 off the right side here. Gonna go with some more RPO here. That's kind of what worked for us in the first half here. So I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is about the only unbroke thing on this offense. We'll get a little drive concept going here. Maybe look for the back out short.
To the
Nope.
air on
We
first
will
down.
get smacked by the left end.
Can't find his man as
Keanu
he
Coat.
took a shot trying to deliver that
So we'll
football, and
see
it'll be
if we
second
can do
down.
anything
Couldn't make the connection last
to
time. Let's see
crack
if
this
they throw it
Bama
again.
defense. Try a screen pass here.
He
Barely
wants
get
to
that
pass
one
it
away.
on second down.
Blocks are
Got it
set up
set up on the
somewhat, but
outside.
not great, as
Didn't
it'll
have
only
much room to
pick
run,
up a
and now
few,
they'll
bring
line
up
it
a
up.
3rd and
Short gain
5
there, but
here.
still plenty of
As the
ground to cover
third
for
quarter
a first
ticks
down.
under 5
Third
minutes, our
down
hopes
coming
of a
up after that
comeback are
completion.
slipping away.
From the
But
gun,
we
wants to
complete over the
pass.
middle. I believe that's Scooter
He makes
Page.
the connection.
We will have a first
And he
down.
was
We will
just a
push the
couple of
ball, I
steps
believe,
away
over
from
into
taking
Bama
that one even
territory to the
further after the
48-yard
catch.
line. And Tyler Olson making his checkdowns, making his reads. As we have a little flip there to Spencer Strickland. Tyler Olson not setting the league on fire with 7 out of 13 with 63 yards, but he's making the throws that he can make. So we get another RPO. Keontae Tyson, I believe, will carry that for a few yards to get us to 3rd and 3. See if we can make a throw here. There it is again. Scooter Page underneath on the drag. We'll pick up a first down up to the 33-yard line. Fresh set of downs here as we start to move with a little bit of urgency here. As again, we get nailed from behind. Pause. Deontay Lawson coming off the edge. The left tackle, just no regard for our safety. So we'll scramble out here and try and uncork that one. And we will complete it down to the 12. L.J. Young Jr., the freshman, with a nice grab. That had interception written all over it. So we will give here to Strickland up the middle again. He will drive forward for 6 yards inside the 10. Bring up a 2nd and 4. Can pick up a first down at the 2 for a fresh set of downs, if we so choose, as we'll try to take off here with Olson, and we will not go anywhere. In fact, we'll lose 4 yards on a sack. Bring up 3rd down and 8 here. We try to decide something to crack this Bama defense. The issue is, even if you call the right play, hey, you may not have enough time to get the ball there, and you really don't have great blocks to set up the run. As we complete the Scooter Page there, pick up a first down. Tyler Olson is now over 100 yards. It was a nice pitch and catch on the out route there. Should set up a nice little dive up the middle here for Strickland, and we will have our first points of the year in the 3rd quarter of our first game. Not great, but it's better than nothing. I'm surprised we scored at all against Alabama. So, you know, you got to take the good with the bad. Everything's got to start somewhere, you know? as we kick this one away. And give the ball back to Bama for what I'm sure will be a 3 and out. Likely. As Milrose sets up in the shotgun here with Haynes to his right. Gonna set up a man coverage look as we force an incompletion on that throw. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. Final seconds of the 3rd quarter here.
And now on 2nd down for this offense.
We'll take the snap. Complete to his tight end to the right side for about 4 yards. Bring up a 3rd down and 6. This is as good of opportunity as any to get off the field here. Gonna sit in kind of a shallow zone here as I assume they'll have to throw the football. But I don't really want a dime look on the field because I feel like if I have my dime look on the field, they'll just hand it off and run for 30 yards. Yeah, I think we'll sit in nickel here.
A 3rd down play to get the quarter started.
Takes the snap, and we will get off the field here. A 4th down and 5. Running the ball there. Kind of surprising, although not horribly surprising as we tick under 7 minutes and they have a 3-possession lead. I'm sure they have trust in their defense to not blow this game. However, I'm good with it. Give me the ball back. We're going to air it out here after a jet touchback. Or no, never mind. Going to take off here with Olsen. Didn't quite get the slide down. Lucky that wasn't a fumble. But we'll hurry it up here. See if we can crack the scoreboard again. Maybe make this thing a 2-possession game again. As Strickland gets stuck on the right tackle and somehow doesn't lose more than a yard. I'm not quite sure. I tried to cut inside there and it just didn't quite let me. The guy clotheslined me. So we hit Page on the underneath route again, but that'll only do us about 3 yards. Nothing else looked quite open there. Olsen in the gun again. We'll see if we can get this scissors up concept open as we uncork one to Scooter Page that's knocked away. Again, we end up on our back. But that will bring up a 4th down. We'll see if we can. This verts concept has been somewhat nice to us, although we will complete to Scooter Page. I was surprised we had enough time to throw there, quite honestly. But Scooter Page with a nice grab, a nice little run after catch there. So we'll let loose another one for Page. He'll bring in another one on the sideline there. Bring us to the 22. Move the sticks again. Scooter Page has quickly asserted himself as potentially our favorite target here, as we've kind of haven't looked Williamson's way quite a bit. As we look for him now, and right on cue, Williamson, first target, first catch, a 22-yard bomb to the end zone, brings us within 14 points. Don't look now, but the Crystal River Manatees have slowly flippered their way back into this ball game. As Bama will run this one out. They're tackled well before the 20-yard line at about the 17. Let's see if we can get off the field here once again. Our defense forcing a 3 and out last time. We'll see if we can do it again here as they give up the middle. Could not tell if that was Haynes or no, it was Richard Young. Again, going to sit in a zone here, thinking Bama might try something tricky instead of just running the football. They will run it again, and we, again, will make a nice tackle. Van Claiborne. I thought that was Van Claiborne. I couldn't see. Obvious passing situation here. 3rd down and 9. And over the middle, they will complete to their tight end, Milroe, with an absolute seed. Maybe a better grab, though, by the tight end as he took some contact from the safety. a nice job to hang on to that football, and Alabama will move the stick. That one hurts. If we could have got off the field right there, that would have been huge for our offense. As they run the football again for about 4 yards, and now they will go to work on this clock as they begin running significant time off of it as we tick towards 2:40 here. Run it again with Haynes to the right side. Only pick up about 2, but now if they choose, they can run this to the 2-minute warning. And after the 2-minute warning, we will bring up a 3rd and 4. We will see if we can get off the field, maybe give our offense one last shot here. Go down the field and get some more points. Bunch to the left. Milrow looking. Oh, threw at me. We will complete it for a first down that will likely end this ball game, as Bama can just hold this football until the time expires, not needing any more points. So they give it again to Haynes up the middle. Horrible tackling, horrible user, and Bama will stretch their lead by 7 more points. Just as I say, they don't need to add any more points. They decide to stuff it down my throat, pause again, and score 7 more points. Yeah, it's gonna be tough this season. I will be surprised if this initial set of controllers survives like more than 2 months of this game. As we are absolutely belted again in the backfield. At least we got the ball off that time. So not a sack, merely an incomplete pass. As Olsen takes another snap, finds Strickland, I believe, who was split out wide in the slot. Not out wide, he's split out in the slot. Yeah, it looks like this verticals concept is really, this underneath crosser is really the only way we've been able to find some way to move the football. We had some success with the RPOs, but they quickly slammed the doors on the RPOs. Really, if you get a high leverage team against you and you're running RPOs and they figure it out and run man coverage, that's really all she wrote. So we look for anything on the drive and throw an absolutely horrible pass that's intercepted. That will absolutely end this ball game. As Tyler Olsen's running off like he has been getting beat up all day back there, but Malachi Moore, the free safety, slams the door, ends all hope. Not quite sure why Bama is going to run the football here. I'm not sure why they wouldn't just kneel it out, but CPU's going to do what the CPU's going to do. As Richard Young ends the day with a very nice stat line, 10 carries, 71 yards, averaging 7 yards a carry. It's nothing to sneeze at. As this ball game ends by a score of 35-14, we lose by 21. Honestly, a little bit better than I thought we were going to do. We moved the football a little bit. We put 14 points on the board. The interception I threw at the end was I didn't love that, but really what hurt us the most in that game was the scoop and score. But I think we can take some consolation in knowing that we have some building blocks to move on. I thought Tyler Olsen played okay. Strickland was all right, and I really think Scooter Page is gonna be good. On the defensive side, I think Van Claiborne is gonna be an all right user. I might switch him out for somebody faster. I'm not really sure yet. I want to give him a couple more games to kind of figure out what he can do. Other than that, that's been it for episode 1. And we'll see you again in episode 2 for our next week of action.